Okay, hi everybody. I'm going to record another video for you today. So the last ones I did were my yoga for athletes and my yoga for runners, and they were both really super intense. So I felt today to do a very sort of flowy, softer kind of practice. So more flowy, less fitness oriented. So I hope you enjoy. Let's start in child's pose. So from all fours, you can ease your hips back. So you choose your child's pose that's most comfortable for you. You can have your legs wider apart. That allows your chest and torso to release further down towards the ground. Or you can have your legs closer together, whichever you prefer. If you'd like a block or a blanket or a bolster here to rest your forehead on, that's nice too, to be able to just allow the head, neck and shoulders to relax as well. So we can spend a few moments here just beginning to focus on our breath. Remembering that we try to breathe in and out through the nose for the entire class, even while the poses and the movements might get challenging. By focusing on the breath, you really focus the mind and the body on what it is that you're doing. And that allows us to really get the benefits from this class. So when you're ready, we're going to come up to all fours with the abdominals engaged. And we're going to start with a little cat-cow breath. So we're going to inhale, lift the hips up, lift the chest up, open up the chest and let the shoulder blades come together at the back. And then as we exhale, we're going to round through the back. So tuck the tailbone under, really round through the shoulders and tuck the chin under. And inhale and lengthen, and exhale and round. And inhale and lengthen, and exhale and round. And a few more breaths like that. Inhale and lengthen, and exhale and round. You can add a little movement to it if you like. So inhale and scoop forward, and exhale and round back. I like to do that because I find that gets the warm-up going through the entire body. So not just through the back, but through the legs and hip flexors and hamstrings as well. So inhale and scoop forward, and exhale and round back. So one more time, inhale, scoop forward, and exhale, roll back. Let's come to all fours. We're going to tuck the toes under with the abdominals engaged. We're going to lift the hips up and slowly begin to lengthen through the back of the legs so that we're in a down dog position. And you can pedal the legs out, whatever you need to do to begin to warm up through the back of the legs. All right, so the hamstrings might feel a little tight at first, of course. So you can sway your hips to side, you can pedal your feet, bring both heels up and then sink both heels down, whatever feels good to you, to begin to warm up through the back of those legs. But all the time the abdominals engaged to support that lower back. So let's all begin to sink both heels down now, abdominals engaged, hips are lifting up, chest pressing towards the mat. And fingertips firmly into the mat, pressing the whole hand to the mat. Let's go ahead and lift the right leg up into the air. So start with keeping the hips square to the mat, and then you can experiment with opening up the hips and even bending that top leg and letting that top heel press over to your left side. So you really open up through that hip. You can think about lifting that leg up a little bit more, maybe rotate the foot. All right, then square back to the center, lengthen that leg and bring that foot down. And then we can try that on the other side. So left leg lifts, square hips to start, and then you can open them up. You can even look underneath that left arm now, bend that left leg so that the foot drops over to the right side. Lift the leg a little bit more. So just work the body into the stretch, bearing in mind it's still early in the class. Rotate that foot to get the ankle warm. And then square back the hips, lengthen the leg again and bring that foot down. So we'll do that again on each side. Extend the right leg up. Open the hip and bend that leg. And lift that knee up a bit more. Think about pressing that leg back over a bit more as well. Lengthen the leg, square the hips back to the center and bring that foot down. And then the last time, so left leg lifts, And open up the hip, bend the foot, look underneath that arm. You should begin to feel this stretch through the left obliques, the side of the left side of the body. And square back to the center, lengthen that leg and bring that foot down. And we're slowly going to walk the feet in towards the hands. So bending the knees as you go, as you begin to feel tightness in the hamstrings, you can bend the knees a little bit more. And then once you get your feet up towards the hands, let's inhale, sort of half lift, lengthen through the upper body, and exhale, fold down towards the legs a bit more. So let's lift the toes up in the air and spread the toes just as wide as you can, and then let the toes, each one by one, come back down to the mat. And with as much bend in the back of those knees as you need, go ahead and grab one hand to one elbow, the other hand to the elbow, the other elbow, and let's fold in Ragdoll. So allow your upper body to relax. You can close your eyes for a moment, still lifting up through the back of the hips. So lengthening through the back of the legs, warming up through the lower back as well. Remember, don't overextend through the hamstrings. So if your Ragdoll needs to be a very bent leg, that's fine too. Whatever you need to do to allow yourself to relax a bit in this position. And it need not be static. You can bend your knees one at a time. Let the upper body flow from side to side, roll out the hips. Whatever you do, it's best if we keep it moving because that helps us warm up. Okay, let's release the fingertips to the shins or to the floor, and with a good bend in the back of those knees, we're going to roll it up to standing. So tummy's in tight to support the lower back, knees quite bent, and let's inhale and reach the arms up. And exhale, release the arms down. So we're going to do what I call a blowing palm. So just a side stretch as we stand tall. So standing tall, feet just hip distance apart. Big inhale, reach the arms up. You're going to grab the right wrist and reach up a bit taller, big inhale. And as you exhale, let's drop over to the left side, but keeping the top shoulder open. So if you find your upper body sort of folding like that, try and open it back up so that your front body is facing the front, that top shoulder is open. And then you should feel that stretch all the way down through this top side of the body, all the way through the obliques, through the torso, through the side of the hip, through the side of the thigh even. And inhale and come on up. And exhale and release. And the other side, so big breath in, grabbing your left wrist this time and reaching up tall. And exhale, drop over to the other side, again keeping that top shoulder open. So sinking your left heel down into the floor as you pull your left wrist away. Good, one more reach, and inhale, come on up to the center. Good, so let's face the top of the mat again. We're going to breathe in, reach the arms up long. And exhale, fold forward. Choose your arms. They can be straight in front. They can be out to the side, whatever you prefer. We're going to inhale, lift the chest away from the legs, sort of half lift. And as we exhale, we're going to either step or jump back to a plank pose. Okay? So your choice. I just step back to show you, but in the next one, I'll do a jump back. So you choose whatever works for you. And this plank can be a kneeling plank if a full plank is too much at this stage. All right, either way, the abdominals are engaged. And then we're going to go knees, chest, and chin to the floor, and inhale up to a little cobra. So you see with cobra, the hips are on the ground still, the elbows are bent, just still warming up through the back, okay? So cobra is not just a back bend, but it's a chest opener. So think more about opening up the chest and lifting the chest, okay? So in the next sun salutation, when I do an up dog, you can keep it in cobra if you're taking care of your back at all for any issues. All right, so let's tuck the toes under. We're going to press back up through our plank and lift the hips up into our down dog and sink those heels down. And then we're going to bend through the knees, and you're either going to walk up to the hands or hop up to the hands. And inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold towards the legs. And then we're going to inhale, come on up to standing, and we're going to go through a couple more sun salutes like that. So exhale, either swan dive forward or reach the arms in front, your choice. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step or jump back to your plank. Knees, chest and chin or lowered plank. And cobra or here's your up dog. You can add a little lower plank push up right there if you like. or just go straight into your down dog and bend through the knees and step or jump into your hands. And inhale, lift the chest, exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up to standing. Let's exhale, swan dive forward. You can start adding a little back bend at the top there if you're comfortable with that. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Knees, chest and chin or lower plank, cobra or up dog. Lower plank push up if you like, or straight into your down dog. And bend the knees, step or jump into the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Add your back bend here if you want. Inhale, come on up, back bend if you like. And exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Knees, chest and chin or lower plank, cobra or up dog. Lower plank push up. Let's hold it in the down dog. We're gonna add some standing poses. So let's lift the right leg like we did in the warm up. But this time we're gonna swing it all the way through to lunge in front. Ground the back heel into the floor perpendicular to the front. And we're gonna inhale and hold it here in a warrior one. All right? So warrior one, the back heel is pressing down, the feet are perpendicular. If that bothers your knee or your hip, that alignment, you could change it into more of a crescent lunge. It's fine, whatever works for you, okay? The warrior one legs don't bother me, so I do warrior one. But I know a lot of people would prefer sort of just a high lunge. So if that worries your knee, then just do a regular high lunge, okay? Your practice, you modify as you need to. So let's inhale right here. And exhale, we're gonna open up to warrior two. So warrior two, same legs. Back foot perpendicular to the front. This shouldn't bother your knees because now the hips are facing the same direction as the knees, as that knee, so that shouldn't bother you. Okay, but whatever you need to do, make your adjustments. It's your practice, okay? We do wanna look for a 90-degree lunge in this front leg, really working through the quads. So nice strong arms. We're gonna inhale. We're gonna flip our front hand up and we're gonna exhale into a reverse warrior. So big breath in here and then we're gonna flow between warrior two and reverse warrior. So inhale to warrior two, keep low in your lunge. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. You can exhale into reverse warrior with no hands, as in no hands resting on the legs. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, that really works the obliques. Inhale and exhale. Good, we're gonna cartwheel the hands down, back through our lunge, step back to plank or lifted leg plank, lower plank, cobra or up dog. Lower plank push up or straight into your down dog and sink those heels. So other side, left leg lifts first, dog splits. Bring that foot all the way forward. Back heel goes down perpendicular for your warrior one. So your warrior one, choose your legs and then lengthen through the torso. Lift the chest up, but the shoulders backing down. Open up the chest and breathe deeply, okay? A few deep breaths here in your warrior one or your high lunge. Okay, but nice lunge in that front knee. Big breath in. And exhale, let's open up to warrior two. So I'll stay backing you so you can see the angle, the 90-degree angle in that front leg. Strong arms. If the shoulders are up by the ears, let's take them back and down, away from the ears. And you see the shoulders are stacked over the hips, not out to the left or to the right. So let's have a big breath in here. And exhale, turn up your front palm and reach into your reverse or peaceful warrior. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Flow with a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. And cartwheel the hands down back to your lunge. Step back to plank or lifted leg plank, cobra. Or cobra or up dog. Lower push up and down dog. Sink those heels, bend through the knees and step or jump into your hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Let's exhale, let's grab on to the big toe with the first two fingers and thumb of each hand. Let's inhale, lengthen through the whole torso. Lift up through the hips. Maybe the back of the legs are feeling much warmer now and you can stretch more into those hamstrings. So begin to fold forward towards the legs, bend the elbows wide to give yourself space to fold down. But each time you inhale, lengthen through the upper body, lift through the hips. And then as you exhale, fold. And one more time, inhale and lengthen. And exhale and fold. So release those toes, bend through the knees. Inhale, come on up to standing. Add your back bend if you like. And exhale, forward fold. And inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Knees, chest and chin or lower plank with the elbows in close. Cobra or up dog. Lower plank push up or down dog. Let's lift the right leg up into the air. And straight away, a big step forward, but only kind of halfway. So not into the full warrior one lunge. We're gonna lengthen through both legs so that we're in pyramid, okay? So the front leg's sort of stacked halfway, the feet are perpendicular to each other, and the fingertips are reaching alongside your front toe, all right? So let's inhale, lengthen through the upper body, and exhale and fold. Then we're gonna flow with the breath. So we're gonna inhale, come to standing, reach the arms up, and exhale, forward fold, reaching the arms long, reaching the upper body long. Inhale, come on up to standing, and exhale, forward fold. And again, inhale, come on up. Abdominals engaged all the time to support that back. And one more time, inhale up, and exhale, forward fold. Good. So from there, you're gonna leave your right fingertips on your shin or on the mat, wherever they reach, and you're gonna open up the left arm in triangle pose. So with triangle, remember you're trying to open up the whole front of the body. So if you find that you're reaching your bottom hand to the floor, but the top shoulder and the torso kind of fold towards the ground, you've probably gone a little too far. It'd be better if you put your bottom hand on your shin and gave yourself the space to open up that top shoulder. Okay, that way you get the whole torso open wide. All right, so it doesn't matter where that bottom hand reaches, you more want to think about opening up through the chest. Maybe you can even make a little back bend out of it and reach that top hand back a bit. So let's breathe in here. And as we exhale, we're gonna bring the top hand down. You might need to adjust the legs now. We're gonna take it into a reverse triangle. You might need to step that back foot in a bit closer if the hips are very tight. So the left hand now is gonna stay on the ground and your right arm is gonna open up in reverse triangle. And you might find that your right hip lifts up a lot and your right hip is coming towards your right shoulder. Trying to think about making some space between the right hip and the right shoulder. So bring that right hip back down and away from the shoulder. And again, opening up through your right arm. So now we're gonna flow between these two triangles. So we're gonna inhale, come and hover in the center over the leg. Exhale, open up into triangle. Inhale, hover in the center. Exhale, reverse triangle. Let the bottom hand be wherever it needs to be to support the body. Inhale, hover over your pyramid pose. And exhale, open up to triangle. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale through the center. Exhale, triangle. And inhale through the center. And exhale, reverse triangle. Good. Release that top hand down to your pyramid. Hands to the mat, bend through your front knee and take it back to plank or lifted leg plank. Lower plank push up. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Lower plank push up or just meet me in down dog for the other side. So left leg lifts. Big breath in. And exhale, step that leg sort of halfway towards the hands. Lengthen through both legs as you bring the back heel down perpendicular to the front. And inhale, lengthen through the torso. Try and lift the upper body off that leg. And then exhale, fold down towards the leg a bit more, keeping this knee bent just as much as you need to. Let's flow with the breath for a bit. So inhale, reach up long, add a back bend if you like. Exhale, forward fold along your pyramid legs. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold. And again, inhale, lift up the toes, spread the toes wide. And exhale, forward fold with a nice steady base. Inhale, last time. And exhale, forward fold. Good, so this time we're going to leave the left fingertips on the shin or on the mat, wherever you reach. And open up the right shoulder. And then open up the right arm in your triangle pose. Good, open up your right hip as well. Good, and then lengthen through the legs. Then lengthen through the arm again, the top arm. Reach the fingertips away. Pull the tummy in nice and tight. Big breath in here. And maybe add a little back bend. Good, let's bring that top hand down. So back to your pyramid. Adjust the back foot in perhaps for your reverse triangle. And then your bottom hand now either on the inside or the outside of your front foot. And open up the top arm for your reverse triangle. So a really, really obviously deep twist here in reverse triangle. And of course twists are great for detoxifying the body and toning through the abdominal muscles, massaging through the abdominal organs, which is great for detoxing. So let's inhale, come through center. We're going to flow between our triangles. Exhale into triangle. Inhale to pyramid. And exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale, hover over your pyramid. Exhale, triangle. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time, each side. Inhale. Exhale to triangle. Inhale to pyramid. And exhale to reverse triangle. Now both hands come down, bend that front knee, stepping back to your plank or your lifted leg plank. And then lower plank, cobra or up dog. Lower plank, push up or down dog, all the time above abdominals engaged. Bend through the knees and step or jump into the hands. And inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, fold. Big breath in to come to stand. Maybe you have a little back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Knees, chest and chin or lower plank. Cobra or up dog. Lower plank, push up and down dog. Drag the right leg up into the air. Step that right foot forward. We're taking it to a crescent lunge. So step that right foot all the way out by your right hand. And keep your back heel lifted. So both toes pointing in front, deeply bent in that front knee. And inhale, come up to your crescent lunge. Good. So of course your back knee can be down for a modification if the full lifted crescent lunge is too much for you. And if you're in for it, inhale, lengthen through the upper body more and exhale to a back bend if you like. And inhale, lift. And exhale, let's all bring the hands down and all let that back knee down into a low lunge. Good. So you can come up, if you're comfortable, you can come and rest your hands on your top thigh and press back a bit. Let that left hip flexor press forward for a nice stretch down just through the hip flexor and down through the quads. Good. We're going to let the fingertips come to the mat. We're going to tuck that back toe under, ease the hips back and flex through your front leg. So once there, let's have the fingertips on the floor or on blocks if you need. Inhale, lengthen through the upper body, super intense stretch through the back of that right leg. So this is called half splits. Okay, and this prepares you for doing the full splits if that is your jam. You can inhale, lengthen right here. Exhale, fold the upper body towards that front leg, or just straight down in front of you. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. So all of this just improving the flexibility through the back of that right leg. Great for anybody, but great for anybody who does a lot of sitting, or a lot of walking, or a lot of running, okay? I think that just about encompasses everybody, no matter what it is you do. Inhale one more time, lengthen through the upper body, and exhale, fold. Good, you're gonna ease the hips forward. We're gonna pick this front heel up and take it over to the left edge of your mat. And with that front leg bent, you're gonna lower it down towards the mat. Okay, then we're gonna have both hands on the mat, tuck the back toe under, lift your hips up, and square your hips to the mat, and then lower back down. Okay, so the back leg kind of going straight back, and your hips are square to the mat. Stay up just as tall as you need to in this pigeon pose for this stretch on the outer hip on that right side. So a lot of people store a lot of tension in their hips, and pigeon pose is a really nice way to release that tension. Okay, so the tighter your hips are, the closer into your body this front leg is going to be. Over time, you can begin to take that leg further away. Okay, and once you get where you're comfortable with this front leg, but you feel the stretch in the outer hip, let's just flow with that breath a few times. So inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, just reach the chest long and forward. And inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, fold forward. Keeping the back leg active, okay? Nice strong back leg still. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. So come on up to sitting. You're gonna sort of sit over to your right side, pick up your back leg and cross it over your front leg, and bring that bottom leg, the right leg, in nice and close to the body. Let's hold this upper thigh, the top thigh, with our right hand. Big inhale, reach the left arm up tall. Let the left hand come behind you, and as you exhale, twist around to your left. If you can, and if you want, you can bring your left elbow to wedge against that top leg. Inhale, sit tall. Remember, when we're twisting, we inhale, lengthen first, and then exhale and twist. So you don't want to twist a crunched up spine, right? You want to inhale, lengthen through the spine first, and then exhale and twist. And one more time, inhale, lengthen, and exhale and twist. Good, so from there, bring both legs in front. Let's reach the arms up in front. The legs can be bent for boat pose, or if you can lengthen them. And let's inhale, take it all the way down, except keep the head and shoulders and the heels lifted, and exhale. So that's a little cheat. You can exhale with the bent legs and then lengthen them. Okay, inhale, drop down, exhale, come back up. And one more time, inhale and exhale. So you're gonna cross at the ankles, press yourself forward, and jump back to downward facing dog. And lift the left leg up into the air. Big step forward, all the way out to the left thumb. Okay, step the legs wide for a nice stable foundation. Back heel is still lifted because we're taking it into Crescent Lunge. So inhale, lifting the upper body up, reaching the arms long. Good, so remember, of course, you can have the back knee down if this is too intense. Let's inhale, all of us lengthen through the upper body. Maybe you can exhale and back bend. And then exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Let the back knee go down into a low lunge. And bring the hands up to this thigh if you can. Pressing forward with your right hip for the hip flexor and the quad stretch on the right side. Good, so then fingertips come to the mat, tuck the back toe under, ease the hips backwards, flex through your front leg. So we're getting our half splits on the left side. So inhale, lengthen through the upper body, exhale, fold. Abdominals in nice and tight always. This left leg is strong, okay? The quads and the calf are engaged, the muscles are engaged. It's not just a passive stretch. So the whole leg is still active and strong. Inhale, lengthen, lift up through the hips, and exhale and fold. And one more time, inhale and lengthen, and exhale and fold. So we're gonna shift forward, bend through the front leg, and we're taking this foot over to the right edge of our mat this time, and lowering the outside of the left leg down to the mat for our pigeon stretch. Remember to lift up through the hips and square the hips towards the mat, and then lower the hip, step back down. Okay, and remember that back leg is active. And if you're very tight in your hips, you can just bring your leg, the front leg, closer into the body as you need to. Okay, inhale, lengthen, exhale, reach forward with the middle of the chest. Inhale, nice long upper body. Exhale, sternum reaches forward. And one more time, inhale and lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Good, so then shift onto your left hip. Left leg in close to the body, right leg lifts up and crosses all the way over your lower knee. So inhale, sit tall this time. And as we exhale, the right hand is going to come behind us. The left elbow or hand can wedge against your top knee. Inhale, sit tall. And then exhale, twist around to your right. And with each breath, inhale and lengthen. And then as you exhale, twist. And one more time, inhale and lengthen. And exhale and twist. Good. From there, we're just gonna turn whichever way you need to turn, depending on how your room is. We're gonna take the legs out wide. So take one hand in front of your bum and the other hand behind and lift. And just press the hips forward until you reach your point of tightness in the inner thighs. Little micro bend in these knees. If your legs have started to tremble, it means that you've taken that stretch too far. I'm going to shift back. Okay, so if you have taken the stretch too far, bring the legs in closer together. So bring the hands in front, inhale and lengthen. And then exhale, bend at the elbows, and you can slowly begin to walk the hands forward. Maybe you can get your elbows down. Maybe you can have some blocks or a bolster or a rolled up mat here in front of you, because it's nice if you can just rest your head on something and take a few deep breaths in this position, allowing your head, neck and shoulders to relax, and a great way to stretch through the inner thighs, a great hip opener obviously. Again, for folks that store tension in their hips, it's really beneficial to spend a long time here. You know, you could spend a whole minute breathing deeply, checking your Instagram, like, no, I didn't recommend that at all. I don't do that. Okay, and then when you're ready, bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly stretch, holding onto your shins or to your toes, wherever you reach. Inhale, sit tall, and exhale, bending at the elbows and reaching the chest forward. So remember, with any forward folds, you're reaching forward with the middle of the chest. All right, and you're keeping a nice long back. That's way better. There's no point bringing your forehead down to your feet. It's much better to keep a long torso. Inhale, lengthen through the upper body first, always. And then as you exhale, you fold and you keep your head up and reach with the middle of the chest, okay? You need to protect your back. It's, you know, you can get injured in yoga just like anything else. So you need to be conscious of protecting your back in forward folds and twists and everything you do. So one more deep breath in and exhale one more time, reaching forward with the middle of the chest. Good. And then when you're ready, come on up. So we're going to come long lengthways onto our mat. We're going to hold on underneath our thighs, and we're slowly going to roll down to the mat and give the legs a hug. So this is like a reclined child's pose. Good. And then if you have time, go ahead and do a little twist to ease out any remaining tension in the back. So I like to cross my legs. So I have my left leg crossed over my right, and slowly lowering both legs over to the left side. Release the right shoulder down, let your head drop to the right side. And then uncross the legs before you come back up. So this time cross the left over the right, and both legs drop over to the left side. and sorry, to the right side. And release the left shoulder down and the head drop over to the left. Okay, but you can switch it up. You can not cross the legs, you can cross the legs the other way. Whatever feels nice for you. It's also a good idea to maybe do it different to how you normally do it, just to keep things interesting. So now let's bring the knees together, walk the feet wide apart, and let's rest the hands on the lower abdominals and just take a couple of deep breaths. So we're into our final relaxation. I hope you enjoyed that little flow. We're just going to spend as long as you can, basically, breathing deeply, letting the whole body relax and acclimate to all that hard work that you just did. And then our last little pose, let's bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop wide. And we can rest one hand on the lower tummy, the other hand on the heart. And let's use this as our final relaxation. Stay in here just as long as you can. Breathing softly and naturally now, the heart rate should have calmed down and your breathing should be soft and natural now. And of course, while you can stay there just as long as you can, when you do, slowly make your way back up to sitting. Just take a moment in an easy seated position to catch your breath, let the blood flow through the body again. And thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Namaste.